Hello, welcome back to the channel, How We Move the Decimal, and this is actually the fourth time I've tried to make this video. It keeps buffering and shutting down on me. It's like my computer knows it's summer and it gets a break. That being said, it is summer, so you may hear some kids in the background because apparently I have 500 of them. I really only have 3, but they can sound like 500 when they really try. Right now, I just got home from camp. So I've been home for a total of 1 week so far in June, and I will be leaving again this weekend. So for the month of June, I'll be home for a total of 12 days. What does that mean? That means I don't have a lot of time to get stuff done. My summers are my time is not terribly accurate. My summers are my kids' time. And being in the area I work, I tend to have contract-free summers, so I tend not to work in the summer. This is the first summer that I don't even have a part-time contract. I don't have any contracts this summer, and it's like the universe knew that I wanted to take it slightly easy this summer, and they gave me all these camps to go to. That being said, I did just finish my son's scout camp. This is the first time I have camped with his troop since he was a cub. This is my first time with the troop and not the pack. It was interesting. Boys are challenging, but they are also very rewarding. I've camped with the girls several times now with my daughter's troop. This is the first time again with my son's troop, and he is 15, and he was one of the older ones. We had if you know scouting at all, we had a very divided age gap. We had a bunch of older scouts that were going to age out soon, so they needed to get a bunch of merit badges that were camp specific, so things you could only do at camp, like shooting sports or kayaking or canoeing. My son did camping and wilderness survival and canoeing, which are 3 camp specific. They age out at 18, no matter when their 18th birthday is. Even if they haven't graduated from high school, they will age out at 18, so he will age out in December of his senior year. He went up a rank while at camp. Funny story with that. Their troop's in a bit of an upheaval right now. A lot of their main 3 have left, and they are kind of leadershipless. And I was seeing that a lot of the boys' paperwork online was not updated since 2021. It is 2025. And me being me / OCD / type A personality / I just want everything to work, volunteered my time. So every Thursday for the rest of the summer, I will be taking my computer and my phone to scout meetings and scanning scout books and getting boys updated on all of their rank advancements and merit badges and everything that have happened over the summer. So that is my plan. Again, I should not be allowed to go to things. Period. That's it. I should not be allowed to go to anything, because when I go to things, I volunteer for things. It was granted what I'm volunteering for and what I'm doing is going to benefit my son also. It's going to benefit everybody, but he is going to get benefit from that, and he needs to rank up if he wants to get Eagle before he ages out, which we had a conversation. He said he does, so we need to work on this and get this taken care of, and by getting this taken care of, it'll eventually get everybody, and so on and so forth. But again, I should not be allowed to do things because I will volunteer. The obligatory Dylan showing up in my video. He had to walk through. He has to see what's going on. I will say, since I've been back from camp, he has been very clingy. I'm his person. His second person was here, though, so my middle daughter's the second person, and he had her the whole time. So when we leave again, though, he will have nobody. Again, we're experiencing heat waves, so a lot of indoor time, not a lot of outdoor time. We are going to go to the water park this morning, but PSA for everybody, even if you are in the water, if it is in a heat wave, you can still dehydrate. You can still suffer from heat exposure, especially if you're in uncovered areas. Our entire water park is uncovered. There are no shade areas, so we have to be very aware of getting overheated. We will probably only spend 2 hours, if that, at the water park this morning, but this week's the end of June. So I want to get some more water park time in. Got to make that membership worth it. Honestly, we only have to go 3 times. It'll be worth it because our family is so big. But we'll go do that. The bummer for me is I'm currently have a heart monitor, so I can't submerge. I can go in up to chest level, but I cannot submerge the heart monitor. It's shower proof, but not pool proof, is what I've been told. Even though it says it is pool proof, the doctor's like, yeah, maybe not submerge it in the pool. So I can get in, I can do the lazy river. I just cannot submerge up to essentially my neck in the water. See what else. This is the books. I will say I'm getting much more particular the farther we get in the books, and I am donating a lot more books than I thought. We donated to our library, who does a Friends of Library sale every week, and then they have a really huge sale at the end of the summer where it's like a bag sale. But they post on their Facebook page when they get big donations, and right after our very unsuccessful rummage sale, we donated, I want to say 4 or 5 boxes of books, primarily children's books and cookbooks. Mass market cookbooks, all of the like individualized cookbooks like I have here that are like specific churches or organizations stuff. I keep those. I'll list them for $9.99. Sometimes I sell, sometimes I don't. If they don't sell, I plan on listing them in large lots pretty soon. But again, I still don't even have probably half of the books listed, and I've already made triple my money on it, so I am good to go there if I just wanted to be like, screw it and donate everything. But the part of me that did not get my major contract renewed wants to scramble for every nickel that I can get out of this, since I already have it anyway and I'm not spending money to go source it. And those of you that maybe missed the past video, I am a contract employee. I usually have several contracts every year that I work through. I will say my major contract did not renew. This is going to be a pretty harsh hit financially to us. Roughly $30,000 to $40,000 hit for this contract not being renewed. I was kind of blindsided by it. I was told it was going to be renewed all the way up until the second week of May. And I was unfortunately told it was not going to be renewed right before I went on vacation. Upside vacation was already paid for, and we'd already saved up for extra expenses, so that wasn't something extra going on there. But they were telling me they were going to renew it. My boss was telling me he was going to renew it. And then he called and asked if I could please come and meet in his office. And I kind of knew then that it wasn't going to be renewed, and he made me drive all the way into work, which is roughly 25 minutes for me. Drive into work for a 5-minute meeting to basically tell me that no, my contract was not being renewed. They would offer me a partial contract if I wanted. I'm going back and forth on if I want it or not, because I do feel like I was kind of used there, and I didn't like how they were promising me my contract renewal all the way up to the end. With a partial contract, I would probably make $15,000 from that contract this year. Now remember, I'm doing multiple contracts a year, so I'm not just making $15,000 a year, but going from making $50,000 to $15,000 off of that one contract is a lot. My other contracts may pick up so roughly $15,000 from that contract. I will say another $20,000 from another contract and another $10,000 from another contract. So about $45,000, which isn't terrible, but none of these are full-time insured employment. Luckily, I do have insurance through my husband. They are contracted year by year, so I don't know if they'll be picked up or not. Like, I've had this contract that didn't get picked up. I've had it for 3 years. So it not being picked up was kind of a surprise, but also the way the environment is right now with my line of work, I'm not surprised. There's been a lot of funding issues. But it was a hit, and we're doing a summer scramble. I may have a chance to pick up a contract a $40,000 contract, but I'm going back and forth on that because it is a lot of work and way more time intensive than any of the contracts I've had in the past. And I just don't know if I physically have the ability to do it and also do everything for my kids. My husband and I are both involved with the kids. I tend to be more during the school day because I've had the ability to do that. I have had more flexibility. But the past 2 years, he's had more flexibility. So he's been, going to the doctor's appointments and stuff. This would land, if I don't take this contract, and I feel like, you're like, why am I watching this? This is an eBay video. I'm talking it out with you and kind of, insert your opinions if you want. If I don't take this contract, that will give me, I will essentially be done with all of my work before noon. I will have noon on, so I could schedule doctor's appointments in afternoons, not just for myself, but also for my kids. I could be in the classroom and I could go on field trips more frequently. And it would give me time to get stuff done. The past 3 years in which I've had this contract, I have left at 7 in the morning, and with kids' activities, sometimes I am not coming home till 9:30 at night, and this is absolutely no stopping at home. No laundry's getting done, no dishes are getting done. We're eating a lot more fast food because no one's home to cook or prep. My husband has a very intense job also that can lead to really weird hours. He has a lot of on-call work. So if I take this job, it's going to be that plus I'm going to have a lot more work at home. If I don't take this job, then I'm going to be down roughly $30,000 this year. Would we survive it? Yes. Would it be tight? Yes. Do I ramp up my eBay sales? Yes. But do I think they can make up for that $30,000? No. Especially not with the way the economy is going. I don't know if anyone else has noticed, but I've noticed a steady drop in our sales since March. Yes, we have the summer slowdown, but with the stuff we sell, we normally see a pickup right around this time, and we aren't. But I'm not selling essentials. I'm selling vintage cookbooks. I'm selling vintage toys. I'm selling vintage clothes. I'm not selling things that people need, and a lot of people are going down to just what they need. So I don't want to rely on eBay to pick that up either. Could I do one-off contract work? Yes, I could do one-off contract work. Again, though, it's not, think like $200 a one-off, not anywhere near that. Could I pick up substitute teaching? Yes. Where we are, a substitute teacher, if it's a 1-day contract, is $150 a day. If it's a 2-day contract, it's $250 a day. So yes, I could pick up substitute teaching, but I could only do it in the afternoons because my other contracts are going to keep me busy in the morning. So 6 to 1, I'm going back and forth on it. I know I'll need to make a decision by the end of July whether I pick up the $40,000 contract or not. I want to add into this, I have a genetic disorder in which I am partially disabled, and it's chronic, and it's never going to go away, and the more I push myself, the more I flare and will have downtime. Have I been ignoring the flares and continuing to push myself? Yes. Yes, I have. So, yes, I can push myself through it. Yes, I can still do it. Am I miserable at night? Yeah. So all of that's going together, and I think a lot of us are having the same situations, like, do we buy this? Do we buy that? Do I take this? Do I not take this? The job economy is just kind of crap right now, especially in my sector. Unfortunately, my husband is like a very adjacent sector to what I work in. So if it affects me, eventually it will affect him, which is more scary to me than me not having my contract renewed. Unfortunately, though, if I do not get any extra contracts by August 1st, I am not going to get extra contracts until next summer. That's the nature of where I work. That's the nature of the beast. That's the nature of what I work in. It is very much higher in summer. Renew contracts in summer. There's no mid-year contract renews unless something freak happens. There's really no mid-year. So what I have right now is what I will have for the rest of the year. I do not foresee in the next 5 years being offered the contract I lost again. I am too expensive. They can hire people that are much less expensive than me. Do they have the experience or knowledge? No. But sometimes money leads. And I think that's where that's going to go. And I think that's what happened with this contract. I do believe my one contract was split into 3. And I can see that happening in the future too. So thank you for listening to me talk this through in my head. Maybe my next video will be more uplifting. Please like and subscribe and have a productive day.